Hey, Sharp Fitty, welcome to another edition of the Changeroom. Well, it's different to what you know us to be like. We're coming to you from, I wanted to say live, but it's different take. We are at the Afro's Chicken, as you can see behind us. We're chatting nothing else but sports, maybe with some food, maybe we never know. But I'm here. My name is Sbu Zulu, and I'm here with my good brother that I love to hate and I hate to love. Sometimes I love to hate and hate to love. But yeah, it is Tibs Dhlomo, my good brother. How's it?
How you doing, my man?
Man, not too bad, man. How's it?
Hey, bro, I've missed you, eh? Like, we haven't seen each other in a while, eh?
We haven't, eh? And imagine the whole thing of us coming here and then we seeing cameras here, like we are shooting, bro.
I was here for Afros, eh?
I was here for Afros.
I was here for Afros, man. I was here for the
like
chicken
who?
strips.
Like Siya Kolisi.
Like Siya Kolisi.
By the way.
And that's how the Sharks won. But you'll get into that
That's
later.
what's going on. The power black and white, baby. What's going on?
Oh yeah, no, I saw how you won this T-shirt at the Sharks conference, fam.
No, don't.
Explain it to the fans at home how you won this T-shirt.
No. That doesn't matter. I mean, I have the T-shirt now.
Nah,
why would you mention that I won it?
He
though?
won it because he was sitting at the right seat. Imagine the right
Yeah, you
seat.
are at the right seat right now where you're watching the change room. Let's talk about it.
Yeah, no, so we know we have a lot to discuss, but
Yeah,
we're going to
Tibs.
discuss Varsity Cup.
Ooh.
We're going to be discussing the Sharks game, which is a lot to discuss. And then I went like AmaZulu.
Ooh.
For once, dethroned Sundowns, for a few hours.
For a few hours.
For a few hours, they're down Sundowns for the top of the log. So we're going to discuss the PSL.
Yeah.
The Champions League is looking heat.
Ooh.
And, bro, we got some other news. So
Definitely.
I think we have to start off where we always start off, bro, with the Varsity Cup, bro.
Yeah.
The Varsity Cup is heating up, bro. I will not lie to you. I remember on your post on Instagram, you were talking about Shimless and how Shimless made the comeback of comebacks, still to lose. But the comeback of comebacks to UJ.
Yeah.
No, it was 32, 34 to UJ. But what
That
did you
one.
think about the game?
So that particular match, obviously we know we were talking about that one specifically, but the most important thing is that we saw the UJ winning their the second match of the season, and it was very exciting, and just to see how, they're playing obviously the Shimlers and Porter right there and having to navigate throughout the whole system. But the Varsity Cup is obviously, like you said the last time when we started this whole Varsity Cup conversation, as to we're seeing the next stars of the box and everything, and that's what it's been doing. And so far, it hasn't disappointed, despite the fact that it obviously will be halted for like a couple of weeks. I think for like 2. They will resume on the 17th after 3 UP Tuks players tested positive for COVID-19. But I was very excited to see how they came back, because at some point they were losing 27-0. I think that was going to at the half time, and then when they came back, the scoreline was around about I think it was
32. Yeah.
32. Yeah. So it was cut down to that point, and that says a lot if you pretty much ask me. And it was exciting. Had to see a comeback, and it's sort of like a comeback which we're going to talk about for the men in black and white. But anyway,
no, and I have to give you props, right? Like, because you were mentioning the thing about Tuks, and that was the thing that hurt me the most, because it was going to be Tuks versus Ikes. It was the top two. It was a really tight match, right? And then it had to end obviously in a draw because, like you said, the players got tested for COVID. But like, no, those are the two teams that are on the top of the log, and they're looking good, because I have a few players here from the Tuks team, because Tuks did in the game week before play UWC, and they won 31-25, and their boy Lurit van der Skaff. He was an outside center. He had an absolute blinder of a game. He gained 28 meters. He ran 72 meters. He got a try. And
is it a boy from SA Schools?
Yeah.
That's the one?
No, that's the one.
Oh, yes,
so
yes.
He's an outside center. He's one to look out for. He killed it for Tuks in that game week. And then obviously Ikes, who is obviously another team that absolutely killed.
Has been
undefeated so far in the season. I will not lie to you. But their fullback, Ati Gazi from fullback, scored 3 tries.
Yes, it was fantastic.
They demolished, bro. They demolished the team and 76-5 CUT. Demolished CUT 76-5, and they were absolutely nailing it, bro. Like, he scored 3 tries, he ran 200 meters, and he never missed a tackle, bro.
I remember that. He never missed a tackle.
From fullback.
Which is great. From fullback. Come on.
You're the last line of defense.
Exactly.
He's like, bro, no walk down, bro. He's here, bro.
Tell you what, and it was a great weekend of, well, obviously not the weekend, but Friday the Varsity Cup, because we've seen some exciting things besides the Ikeys and the other match, which the Tuks match, which we were all looking forward to seeing, because besides the COVID-19, because like the top two teams.
Yeah.
But I mean, just going over some of the results. I mean, the Vets match and the Eagles match, the Northwest University. I mean, just 2022. At some point, I mean, it was the last gasp penalty. I just forget the name of. But what I know is that they were kicking well. The Eagles were kicking well. They lost the match. Rather, they won the match with just having scored one try, which is like massive. I mean, the Tuks the Vets rather having scored 3 tries. I mean, 3 tries to 1, but end up losing the match. What does it say?
It says that they can't keep discipline. That's what it says, because they were getting
discipline, commotion, and everything. Yeah,
that's what it's saying. But it's saying because you can score a try, but if you're scoring a try, it means you made a mistake. How do you because that's the one thing my rugby coach actually said. But he was the greatest thing ever. He always said, "But to score a try," he said somebody had to miss a tackle. So then he said, but when they scored the try, he's like, bro, put up your hand if you missed the tackle. Yeah. I want you to apologize to the team and say you'll never miss another tackle. I mean, you had to stand up, bro. And I'm like, you know what, sharp father guys, I'm sorry, bro. You saw the size of this homie, bro. This homie's 100 kgs of muscle. Look at me. What do you want me to do? Help me, coach. Why'd you put me in, coach? But yeah, so then that's what it shows up, because it shows how ill-disciplined. So that's why I'd rather manage to get all the penalties.
You know what? You know what's great about the whole you scoring most tries and losing the match? I think we've seen it a lot in the Curry Cup, the one that we had before, where the Bulls won, and the same thing that happened in the Vodacom Super Rugby Unlocked, where teams would score the most tries and the one would pretty much score the least tries, because they were able to convert and take advantage of the teams that make all those mistakes. Those 3-pointers, they proved to be much more crucial than the 5-pointer or the potential 7-pointer that you would get had you scored a try. And it was a massive win, and it is just great and just sets a tone of what we can actually see from all these boys moving forward. It's exciting to see, man. It's a Varsity Cup. Let's go, baby.
Yeah, no, it's really good, but and I think I have to give a special shout out to CUT, bro. CUT are third in the log, bruh. They literally came back and defeated Marty's, defending champions, bruh. Defeated them 23-18. Yeah. It was an absolute, it was a complete, shock to everybody. Yeah. And then I just want to shout out 2 people from that CUT team of Derek Pretorius, the lock. He won 7 lineouts. Bruh, he stole a lineout. He gained 44 meters. He had 8 carries. Yeah. He was a proper bulldozing Bucky's boy.
Oscar Ntube of notes. Oscar Ntube of notes. But anyway.
Yeah, so then he was fantastic. And then obviously the fly half full, sealing all the points, like you said, killing it. So then for me, I got to give it up to CUT, bro. They're out there doing the things, bro. They're killing it. Killing it, yeah. So this is what the Varsity Cup is for, to go forth and hopefully make the Rainbow Cup, bro. Yeah. The Rainbow Cup squads. And it was an interesting round of fixtures. I wonder, the Bulls did what the Bulls expected to do.
Definitely.
Jake White has them on lockdown. He's got them. He's even gotten them playing club rugby now. Yeah. He's really got a real formula for how the Bulls are gonna look like as a brand, as a not just a rugby team. Yeah. So I think they clearly won 22-8 against the Lions. Yeah. But the game of games, guys.
No, man.
The game of games, man.
I lost my barrels when the Sharks were playing against the Stormers. Yeah. And the thing about that is, first of all, you've been giving shout outs to people, and first of all, I'm in Cade. Cade, the fly half for which unfortunately he got injured and they had to be taken out for the Stormers. He was kicking well and he was playing well. He was literally the playmaker. If you're talking football sense in rugby, he was a playmaker, and he was wearing the number 10 jersey, and he was literally in the thick of things, and came in Damon VLMC, and it was right there supporting him. Damon was on the money. And for me, I feel like the first 15 minutes in that game, the Stormers and the Sharks, if there were to be a man of the match for the first 15 of the game, Cade had to take it, and it was on the money. He was kicking well, he was contributing well, and he was right down the money. He was literally in the thick of things almost all the time, and hence he got injured. I mean, he was right in the thick of things, and I'm sure it's going to be a huge loss for John Dobson and his team that he lost someone like him. And obviously they have 2 other I just forget their names, but there's two other alternatives I can bring in when they play. I think they're playing the Lions this weekend, and it's great. And I was very much impressed, but I was not so much happy with the Sharks in the first half and how it was. You can say a lot of things, you know. It's not even that was not even a schoolboy rugby. That was confusing rugby.
Yeah,
it was
I think we can both agree that the Sharks were lucky to win this game. I think
so.
So yeah.
You say the word lucky, and I'm maybe 50% yes or no, but also this will lead us to our next conversation about the red card.
Oh yeah. But I will say this for me, in my opinion, of how the Sharks played. But the Sharks took advantage of opportunities given to them.
Yeah.
A lot of theirs came from, hey, homie, dropped the ball. Hey, brother, they were forward pack, decided
like
to do
you said,
a thing.
your coach said if you score a try, you missed a tackle, so you made a mistake, then someone's going to try.
Yeah, so the Sharks took advantage of the opportunities given to them, but I never saw a lot of great play from the Sharks. I saw Damien Willemse, I saw that center Ruanel. I saw players trying to play, bruh. They lock JP, Skuna Dad or something. Skuna Ranana Dad. But he was winning all the lineouts in the forward pack. But so I'll say for the Sharks, but they got not very lucky, but they took advantage of the opportunities that they were given. But this new Rainbow Cup, there were some new rules. There were some new rules that we have to discuss.
Confusing rules.
Some new confusing rules. First of all, there's this red card thing.
Yeah.
Where the red card usually in most sports, it means, red card, sharp, bruv, you done, bro.
Done.
One, your man costed you, but then now there's a rule of after 20 minutes, they're allowed to sub off the red carded player.
Yeah.
For me, this is news to me. I was like, Then there's the captain's challenge, where a captain can say, "Hade, bruh,
TMO.
I see that you decided to do foul play, bruh. TMO that thing." And then, so this is a new thing that I think is very good. So now the captains have a real importance here on how the fixture can go.
And tell you what, we're not going to come here and say that all these things are new to us. Because honestly speaking, we've been told about them prior to the start of the tournament, and we read about it, and we chose this is rubbish. So it won't happen. But it did happen in the first game. It did happen. The captain challenging a sort of like a referee decision, and then we got to a point whereby we had to witness a red card. Coming just underneath Sbu Zulu, and he had to land very awkwardly, and we saw that, and we all of us knew that there was a red card. And on top of that, they got another yellow card. Engelbert was just sent to the sin bin, and that also just sort of like lined it up to understanding, in your own understanding, like, okay, cool, these guys for like a majority of the game or the first half, they pretty much 13 men, and we have to, as the Sharks, you have to, by the 40th minute, you have to be close to the scoreline or where that they acquired, and that's what it is. And then later on, someone else comes in and like, what's going on here? I had to ask people at the bar what's going on because I was watching at the bar. I'm like, hey, I'm sorry, I cannot watch rugby at home. I mean, anyway, but like I'm sitting and then like, what's going on? And then we had to go through the rules and understand what's going on. But obviously, with that being said, I'm very much against the whole player coming back in 20 minutes because like you're getting 2 yellow cards, right? So there's like 2 yellow cards and then someone else comes back. So the player that had to come, I think it was Duplessis who came in for Sbu came in, and I'm thinking that what in a case that, okay, maybe that one it wasn't so malicious, it wasn't so bad. Well, it could have been bad because of the landing. Luckily, he didn't land on his head or maybe anything, and he was able to play some of the minutes, and it was great. But also, what if the guy punched the oak?
Yeah, and I think that's the thing that confuses people.
Yeah.
And where the debate lies. Like for me, I fully agree with that. Like there's another one. For me, he was gonna jump for the ball. It's just that Fassi beat him in the air.
Oh, so it was Fassi. My bad. Yeah.
It's just that he beat him in the air. So then, for me, it was a mistake. It wasn't like a malicious intent.
Yeah.
So then I'm like, to lose a whole player and then basically destroy the game, it doesn't feel right.
So you're saying that what is the yellow card for then? If that's the case.
And then my thing is, I feel like there needs to be another card. Like, a
pink card.
Like a pink card, a green card, a blue card, where it's like malicious intent. Homie headbutted, spit in his face, rucked him. Then I'm like, Shlaba, that's it. You deserve to now be done.
Yeah.
Because the thing is, it ruins the game. Like, imagine the Stormers played 55 minutes with 13 men.
Yeah.
Like, we would have run them.
Yeah.
So I like the rule.
We think they could have run them.
Yeah,
we think.
So I like the rule, but I feel like it needs to be altered just a little bit more. But I think it's a fair rule, and I think it's good. But yeah, so then that's...
I don't think it's good.
Oh, you don't think it's good?
I don't think it's good.
So in
But
the
it's
comments
fine.
below...
In the comments below, tell us what you think about the whole red card rule. Is it cool? Is it not cool? Can it be altered? Can you work around it? Can you literally work around someone who punched someone else's face? Because right now, as it stands, there's no purple, yellow card or pink card that we are actually trying to really throw out there to the rugby world and say, look, if it's malicious, then give him that card. If it's not, then give him that card. So until then, what do you think? Tell us right below and let us chat about it.
Yeah, I know. So then also tell us your thoughts on the Sharks as well. Like, we would love to know, bro, because we're struggling to see where the formula of success is.
It doesn't matter we won.
Maybe you have it, yeah. But another team that won is AmaZulu. So AmaZulu, absolutely. I wonder if you watched this Golden Arrows game between... It was 1-0 to AmaZulu, and it was a game and a half, bro. Like, it was a 1-0 game. But if you saw how AmaZulu defended in their last 10 minutes, bruh, goal line stops, keeper pulling off the save of saves. And for me, it shows, and for like the brief of couple hours, they were on top of Mamelodi Sundowns. And for me... No.
Oh,
AmaZulu, AmaZulu.
Oh, you mean at the top of the
top
table?
Of the log, yeah,
okay, now you must make sure you understand. Yeah.
But like I'm saying, because they won the game 1-0. And what I love so much about the whole game was, yes, how AmaZulu fought and tooth and nail to be like, bruh, we are in this title race because we've been crying, bruh. We're like, bruh, Swallows, we're gonna have you. Super Sport, Super Sport. Orlando Pirates, they're like, all of them, bruh.
Not those guys.
False prophets,
not those guys. Not those guys.
But AmaZulu decided to come and challenge Mamelodi Sundowns for the top. And I'm like, back in our backyard, bruh, those are the boys that had it. And I was really proud of them. And I love what Benny said at the end of the game, where he was like, at the end of the game, Benny was like, bruh, I wouldn't lie, I love these players. They listen to me. Not even my wife at home listens to me.
Which is great. You have people listen to you outside,
and he's like, bruh, I married this woman, bruh. But then she still's like, Hare, bruh, not for me. But these players that I've met for the past 9 months are willing to die by my sword and listen to the things that I do. And for me, that shows like a manager and a team that are ready to go, bruh. And, and I'm sad because he might go to Bafana.
I'm sad
which
too.
is a poison chalice, bruh.
It's a poison. Oh, yes.
But Pizzo is the most successful manager of all time. He goes there, bruh. He looks like a novice,
Not even Pizzo deserves Bafana. Bafana deserves someone like, I don't know, like a
Gavin Hunt.
Oh, no.
No, I love.
You did not say that.
But yes, but no, but it's been a poison chalice for a lot of coaches. Like Pizzo has been one of the successful managers. He goes there and he seemed like he was the problem. I'm like, he's seen he's not the problem. Bafana is the problem.
Definitely.
But yeah, so that's so then there's a really close game. Like they're only 2 points behind Sundowns. They have 2 games in hand. But also Sundowns has the African Cup of Nations. And they have a lot of tight games and they still have to play each other. So for me, I'm not saying AmaZulu's in the race, but like it's not. They're not in the race.
my thing is the most important thing we need to understand is that for AmaZulu right now, it's not even about just finishing at the top, which is great. It would be very great story. We would love to have our own Leicester City story. We've missed one with Ajax Cape Town when they came close and Pirates won it, which was great, by the way. We won it. But also just looking at the fact that, this team, when Benny came in December, I think they were like around 10th. And Sandy Lezong, with the chairman who just came in, said that he had top 4 ambitions, which all of us thought we were like, he's losing his mind, But also he was able to back it up in the market and get those players, get those former Pirates players, a lot of them, but it's fine. Get a couple of players and get and had a solid structure, and gave Benny McCarthy an opportunity who has never put a foot wrong. As much as Yes, he came in his first season at Cape Town City. I think he won a trophy, the MTN 8. The other season, then he went on to challenge for the trophy, which was also great. So you can tell that this guy really is on the money with his whole tutorial and mentorship thing. So this guy knows what he's doing. And he came in at AmaZulu, and that's the best team for him. It literally, best team. And unfortunately, we don't have this on record because I did say it was the best team for him, but it's fine. I did say this because it's great, and he doesn't have a lot of egocentric players that he has to deal with. And right now, we're seeing Benny McCarthy not being the only top goal scorer of the country, but also as literally the top runner for our national team. And it's a great recognition for him. But it's not about whether he's going to be great or not, or whether we want him to go or not. It's just a matter of him being there. But the only problem I have with everything that's happening right now is that there is a bit of distraction that has just came into the picture. I know Safa released a statement saying that they don't want to be distracting Sundowns. Papers are flying, it's Afro's check-in, it's going on, it's the same thing. But it's a matter of just realizing that Benny McCarthy can do something, right? And I'm happy he's getting that recognition. And Pirates right now, I would say this rightly because we're talking about Pirates right just about now. They don't have a coach.
Nope.
Joseph Zimbabwe is a plumber or an electrician or a carpenter or a road worker. He's not so much of a manager. I mean, look, give me his credentials before he came into Pirates.
No.
Give me his credentials. Let's talk about this.
No, because we have that discussion.
Yes.
A lot of foreign managers that don't even are like eighth in there wherever they're from, bruh.
Some league. They're relegating, they're doing things we don't know.
Just because the homie went to Europe, bruh, I'm like, bruh.
Doesn't matter.
If I had a visa, I can go to Europe as well.
Exactly.
I'm like,
come back as a coach.
Doesn't make me a good coach.
Exactly.
And also, you do have to understand, like South Africa, we do have, disky football, and we have, we have a culture about South African football.
Yes.
And that's why you haven't seen, even the foreign managers that do come, bruh, You see that they stay in South Africa. They do a lot. They go to a lot of other clubs within South Africa. But just to come straight there in Pirates, you don't understand the culture that we have, bro.
It's crazy.
People actually live, breathe, and would sacrifice their lives.
And
for
you know
football,
what's crazy?
Bro.
You know what's crazy? People think that when you are a European coach, they're looking for European style of football.
No.
And it's crazy because also. They also think that they're coaches. They think they will come in and say, okay, let's play some one roots one, let's play some high balls, whatever. I mean, they tried it and it didn't happen with Kaiser Chiefs and Ernest Middendorp, and we've seen some beautiful football. Costa Nipapic, when he's coaching Pirates, they're playing coupled football, was working well. They had their tricks, but anyway, my point is also remember that with everything happening at SAFA, right? It'll always go back until that is changed. That's the most important thing. I think SAFA, once that is changed, once they also sort of go through a whole an intervention themselves, and then they check what they're doing wrong, then we might have a coach. Because Ben McCarthy will come in right now, 6 months or 8 months down the line, when we don't qualify for the World Cup, we have a problem now where everyone will be calling for his head. Everyone right now wants Ben McCarthy to go there, except me, maybe you too. I don't want him to go there. I want him to stay there, help AmaZulu, maybe let's just say win the league, go to CAF, have an experience of CAF with a team that you're managing, because he's a World Cup winner. So rather, a Champions League winner, right? That's what happens when you're seeing cars coming in, you're thinking world. But he's a Champions League winner. He's been a winner sort of everywhere. Even if maybe sort of he's with Blackburn, but he was right there with Didier Drogba with the goal scoring and everything. So you want to bring in someone who's been doing so well, and that is disrupting. Rumors has it that he is he might take over from the 29th of May, which is obviously when the season finishes. So they don't want to disrupt the whole process of AmaZulu. But if AmaZulu were to lose Benny McCarthy, who will come in? Eric Tinkler? What's going to happen? I'm just saying.
Maybe Manif Josephs will go from the keeping department to no, because I think Sundowns has shown that you need to keep it within the family.
Yes.
You must keep it within the coaching staff that you have, and then use what he has and then put your own sprinkle on like what the former manager was doing. So I think that's the thing that South Africa should look at. Personally, we would love McCarthy. Whatever he does would be great. But I also think like having a European campaign would help him so much as a manager. It'll help him learn how to balance Premier League and also playing in Africa. Yeah. And then being in the MTN 8 for the first time now, then it'll help him see all the issues that Sundowns are going forth and flourishing. So that's why everyone loves the 3 coaches at Sundowns. Yeah. I think that extra experience would make him a better coach if he is the future Bafana coach.
I hope not.
But yeah, let's hope not. But then the thing I'm very sad you went here for, because in Europe there was a riot, right? There were riots around. Right? The Super League, it came, and it was gone in the same day.
Yep.
But it was a very interesting debate, if you would, because it showed us actually the power of fans. Because
definitely.
That's the only reason why this thing fell. Like there was no litigation. There was no. There was. Okay, well, there was talks.
There wasn't so much intent.
But that wasn't what got it cancelled. It wasn't like, we're going to ban you. We're going to fine you. Yeah. There was. And it was just, homies were like, nah, B, that's not happening.
It's not happening. And I'm happy. It's not happening. Fam.
They're like, nah. At home, I'm like, nah, B, I'm going to the stadium. This is not it.
This is not it.
Yeah.
It's not it. Definitely.
And then it showed us, like, actually that football is something for the fans.
Definitely.
Because the fans spoke out, and then the owners are like,
yeah, you know what? It's okay.
You know what? They were like, how bad is only 1 million profits? You know, I wanted like 30, but like, how bad is 1? Like, I can take 1 million. I can take 1 million.
And it's great.
And it really, it showed us that, you know, especially with us all feeling like, hey, with this panoramic thing happening.
Panoramic, baby. Yeah.
With the panoramic, like, you know, we're at home, we can't do anything. But like, no, we actually, our voices have changed, right?
Definitely.
And I think, like a lot of people said, I wish people would speak out about other things rather than, just this. It's just football, but like football is a lot of people's lives. But like, I wish that we could have this much for like all the causes. But
yeah, it's a story for another day. Let's not talk about those things. Those things are crazy.
Yeah, those things are crazy. But it's just something that I wanted to say, and then it's also because it called off the Man United Liverpool game.
Yes, and it was very important game because I mean, Man City would have been crowned champions had United lost.
No, it's fine. I'm okay with it.
Are you content about that as a United fan?
No, obviously I'm not okay with that.
Okay.
Let's be serious, man.
And you're losing, by the way, I mean, look at the permutations. You're losing against your biggest rivals. I mean, Man City are not your rivals. Man City are just there because they are cross-sound people that have a football team.
But it's that annoying friend that you have.
Yes.
But then he buys all the best shoes. That's what Man City are, bro. You know what that is, right? He's not your rival. But for some reason, that guy always has the flyer sneakers. And you're like,
it's the old money. All money. What do you expect?
That's what Man City is. They're not my rival. They're not at my level. But they got the kicks, bro. They got the kicks.
But also, it was just football justice. Pure football justice. When you get, as much as it was not commendable for United fans to come out and break into the thing, and then people have all their theories about how the United fans came in. But at the end of the day, it was football justice. One way or the other, whether it was this past weekend or the next weekend, whether that happened, for the fact that people like physically voiced their concerns, concerns rather, but it's not about it is about the European Super League, but also about just like wanting the Glazers out. Well, it's fine. I mean, Arsenal fans have the conkeys, and they are doing it. Me, I'm a Chelsea fan, so I don't want Roman to go. So we are not boycotting that. We are okay. We want him to stay, but it's fine. But also, it was a great display of just football unity for the past 2-3 weeks, ever since it was announced, and we've seen that happening, and I'm happy that it has happened. And just to show, because at some point, I remember on the Monday, I was at work on my radio gig, and I was like, you know what, I'm very much ashamed to be a Chelsea fan. But also when because they were the first team to pull out, not Man City, it was us. The first team to pull out, I was like, you know what, now I'm proud that they noticed where they went wrong. Because at the end of the day, it's not about what you initially did wrong. Taking accountability for me. If you take accountability for what you did wrong, then we are talking. So that's what happened, and I'm happy that it happened. And now that thing is, well, as much as Fiorentina Perez is saying things about starting his own World Cup, that guy is crazy. So we're not going to talk about it. Yeah. But I'm happy that this thing right now, we're not looking forward to August and having a Super League starting, and that's where we are.
And then like apparently the new ownership laws that the Premier League are going to implement from next season will be, you can't, like, now it's illegal. It's illegal to break away. So I think that's it's a win, I suppose, for UEFA, FIFA, and for the fans. To show that you have a voice, so speak out if you have anything to say. But knowing that that's the situation, because that game was very important, not only for Man United, but for Liverpool, because top 4 is a real thing. So I want for you to predict your top 4, because the top 4 is looking really tight. Because I think Man United have to lose all their games
for them to
not to make top 4. So I think Man City and Man United are in, but the other 2 positions are open. So for you, Sbu, give me your prediction on who do you think is going to make the top 4.
That is why fans fought against the Super League. For situations like this, you'll find by the end of the season, we might have a West Ham and a Leicester City in the top 4. Forget about Chelsea, forget about Liverpool, forget about Arsenal. Arsenal are Villa at 9th. Forget about them. But I'm just saying, like, the normal top 4 teams, not there. And that's what we want. So my thing is, obviously I'm a Chelsea fan, so I have to have my team right there in the mix of things. Even if we have to play qualifiers, I don't think we still do.
No, you don't have to make top 4, you're in.
Top 4, you're in. Okay, that's fine. Then we're good. So top 4 is fine. And then we still have a huge task at Real Madrid that we have to get over. And that's another one. So we made top 4. And look, for us as Chelsea fans, I mean, even if we lose to Madrid, maybe respectively like a 1-0, we tried. And then we make top 4. That's great. It's a great season. Thomas Tuchel took over less than 20 games ago. And we got that. It's fine. Leicester City, looking very weird for me.
It's shaky,
West Ham looking very strong. And, I mean, Ben Rama, after the whole fasting, drank some juice, came in, and, like, I mean, it's very commendable. I'm not making jokes of, like, the whole fasting in the Muslim community, because it's really great, because these guys have been playing. You play without having to eat or, drink anything, and then you get that chance, and then you go on. And he came in and he had this that sort of like, and he had an impact, very important one. And he came in and it was very great to watch, and it was very exciting. So it was one of those things that the football is all about. And I'm happy. I would say that Chelsea and West Ham will make top 4.
Yep, I'm gonna say the same.
For the first time.
I was gonna say Liverpool. But then I went out to you, bro. They're not looking strong, bro. Like, it was more just because of what they did in the past few seasons. But I don't see Liverpool putting together the run that they need to put to get through.
Definitely.
But as you were talking about Chelsea, bro, it's a tight at the Champions League, bro. It could be an All-England final for both Champions League and for Europa League, which would be great because, Chelsea it's 1-1. And they have an away goal though, so it's gonna be very shaky for them.
Doesn't mean anything. The one goal that they scored against Real Madrid doesn't mean anything.
It means if they don't concede, they go through. That's what it means.
That's what I'm saying. You can never. You're not hearing me. You can never not concede against Real Madrid in Europe.
With Vinicius.
In Europe. My problem is, here's the thing.
Vinicius Junior running.
I love that you're actually bringing that up, because the problem is, the thing is now, people don't understand that Chelsea have a lot of flaws at the back, and I'm a Chelsea fan. I'm saying this with so much, not so much pride, but I'll say it. And the thing is, you're looking at a team that will literally, and it will surprise you, trust you me, if Chelsea go through to the final, I'm the first to say, I knew it. But right now, as it stands, I'm looking at a team right now that can take literally anything, right? We are fighting for top 4. We are fighting for the Champions League spot. For the Champions League final. And we are nowhere close to knowing where we are. Thomas Tuchel changes teams every sort of like games. And you don't know who they'll play, how they'll play. And it's great for the team itself, but it's not so great for Real Madrid because they don't know how to plan. But also, it doesn't mean that Chelsea have an upper hand. Real Madrid have class that can literally just pull out from nowhere. You know what I'm saying? I'm happy that apparently Varane would not be around.
He's not fit.
He's out. Is Sergio back?
Sergio, I think he was suspended. So I think he's
He was
back.
suspended, so
Yeah, I
he
think
might
he's
be back. So
Yeah, I
he has
think
that. He has those last minute goals. So it doesn't really look like Chelsea will have anything to say about it. I mean, if it's Timo Werner, bro, I mean, come on.
No, Timo Werner.
Timo Werner, bro. I mean-
Timo Werner, he's okay. Like
No, but he's missing chances. Point blank. He makes Thibaut Courtois looks like a flippant beast.
Aye, man,
Thibaut Courtois is not a beast.
I don't know.
I know I'm a Chelsea fan.
No, Timo Werner is the ultimate meme, right? He's
a
ultimate
meme.
How did you miss this, fam? How did you miss this opportunity?
Yeah.
I think personally for me, it's going to be a very close game. I think both teams have the same inconsistencies. And I think it's
that's true.
basically,
That's true.
and that's my thing. It's basically if it's in the midfield, if Kroos and Modric decide to play, if Kante can shut them down, like he shut them down in the first leg.
How was Kante in the first leg?
If he can shut them down
Casemiro.
like he did, yeah, cool. Like if he can shut them down like they did, it would be great.
Yeah.
But for me, it's up to, I think, up top. Benzema's been the top goal scorer in the player of the season.
Yeah.
And it's going to be up to Havertz and Werner and the boys.
Definitely.
Like that's and Mount. So for me, it's a battle of. It's going to be a tough battle.
Yeah.
But the second one, Man City, PSG actually have an away goal, 2-1, and I think personally, it's going to be.
There's no tell around here,
It's that for me.
It's the all classical.
It's the all or nothing. The oil classical.
All
yeah.
classical.
Yeah, it's Qatar versus.
Carlo Neves?
Yeah. So I just think it's all up. This is for Pep. This is it, bruh. He hasn't won the Champions League except without Messi. This is his time to shine. So it's Pep, all or nothing. Like,
Curtains.
Yeah, I believe this is his best chance. He's got to do it. Because
Right.
if he doesn't do it, that's it for me, in my opinion.
Right. Let's
Yeah.
have a look at some of the trending stories that's been
other
happening.
news, yeah?
Yep. The past weekend, of course, we'll start off with some golf, right? So this,
Let me have some tea and scones with that golf, bruh.
yeah, we actually have beer in the golf, but anyway, in the clubhouse. But in the European Tour, of course, Dean Bamister won the Tenerife Open. So that's South African. That's won his first not major, but won the first title in like 4 years. So which is really great. And while in Cape Town in the Challengers Tour, JC Ritchie was victorious in that one, and he won against Jacques Blau in the playoff, which is really, really great. So it was really close because obviously it was very exciting just to seeing Richie. I think he hit 2 birdies in the 18th hole. That's obviously including the playoffs, which is really great. Yeah, in playoff. And then just some motorsports news. Sir Lewis Hamilton. I don't like people just saying Lewis Hamilton like it's Tabani Dhlomo. No. It's Sir. He was knighted. So it's Sir Lewis Hamilton.
Yeah.
Sir Lewis Hamilton won his 97th Grand Prix. He's 3 away from his century, which he obviously would undoubtedly will regain or will gain throughout the season, because the season goes up until December, because like it's really long, because they have like these all intervals for the COVID and everything. So he won that like, ahead of Max Verstappen, which I feel like Max will bring some fights to.
No, this season.
He is bringing some
I think it's going to be a 2-horse race.
I'm happy.
It won't be like the last 2 or 3.
Yeah.
I think it'll be a 2-horse race.
It's sort of like it sort of like shows what was happening at Red Bull, because Max Verstappen towards the end of the season was very lively, and right now Christian Horner, who's the president of Red Bull Racing, did say that he is looking to give Max Verstappen all the support in the fastest car, and during the race, I mean. Toto Wolff, who's or Wolf for the Germans, said, Wolf. So he said that he was telling, and you know that when he comes to the mic, he's telling Valtteri Bottas that, dude, listen, you have the fastest car, go past him, and he couldn't. And Max Verstappen was just right once again in the middle of Lewis Hamilton, and Valtteri Bottas finished 3rd. And another one person that you look forward to, Sergio Perez, has been racing really well. He's been right there, and it's been fantastic. And I'm not sure if he won the Driver of the Day award, but he was very fantastic though. So it's something to look forward to this season of motorsports, Formula One to be exact. It's going to be exciting. It's not going to be Lewis Hamilton all the way. Yeah. And just look at some tennis. South Africa's highest ranked player, Lloyd Harris, defeated Grigor Dimitrov in the first round of the Madrid Open, and is through to the next round, which is great. Maybe by the time you watch this, he would have played an Australian, and it would have perhaps maybe lost or went through to the other round or the next round. So it's something to be worthy to be talked about, because obviously this is his first best performance after he got to the final of the Dubai Open. So it's really great for players like Lloyd Harris, just putting out the sign there. And to cricket, and well, it's curtains in the IPL because numbers in India are ridiculous. And I'm happy because I created a whole speech just to spit on the IPL, on the BCCI, the Board of Control of Cricket in India.
Yeah.
They at some points they were saying things like, "We'll support you guys, we'll protect you gues, we make sure that you don't get the coronavirus and whatever." You can't do that. But as the time of recording right now, we've got news about the IPL put into a stop. It is not going on because the numbers in India are very crazy. And once again, our thoughts go out to India because of all the numbers that are going on. And apparently, I'm hearing stories about the vaccine going out, as rather finishing, and not for them not having so much to support all the other the citizens. So the IPL is done, and we're not going to be talking cricket until maybe. We play the projects who are playing Ireland first.
Yeah, we're playing Ireland.
Yeah, I think we're playing Ireland somewhere in July or something. So maybe we might have some cricket prior to that. There's some things happening, but we like to keep it local. We keep it right here.
Yeah. So then I will say because the IPL is over, but I want to give a special shout out to Rabada and Nordkey from the Delhi Capitals.
Yeah.
Because they were the top of the log at the moment. And they were real catalysts in how they were doing. So
definitely.
At least our South African bowling lineup is looking very strong. But we have time for my favorite part of the show, our final link, which is our MVP. So that means that who's the most valuable player, and that's the most valuable player from any sports we've discussed that I haven't discussed.
Yeah.
Like who at home do you feel like, this weekend, right? No, you killed it. You killed it. So for me, I'll start off. It had to be the return of my boy, the Bale Force win.
Oh, hat-trick boy.
Bale, hat-trick hero. Hey, bruh, who needs Kane, bruh? Who needs Kane?
Who needs Son?
Well,
you need Son.
Bale.
You need Son.
Yeah, no, but like,
you need Son.
You have to question Jose Mourinho, but we're not here for that. We're just here for MVP, my MVP, Gareth Bale with the hat-trick.
Yeah.
Killing it. And for you, fam?
Yeah, shout out to Ryan Mason and his Tottenham team. They're doing really well. Well, for me, once again, like I did say, I mean, after just observing the performance of Lloyd Harris in tennis so far, he has been doing well. So I actually, I never have one. So I do have Dean Burmester and Lloyd Harris. They've been raising South African flag high. Unfortunately for Brett Binder this time around, I couldn't really mention him because it did not finish. Had problems with his brakes, whatever. I didn't mention it, but sketchy story, but not gonna get into it. But a great story of South African Lloyd Harris, Dean Burmester, winning in the European Tour, winning also in this side of town in the Madrid Open. Long may it last.
Yeah, no. So then, fixture of the week. That is what is the best fixture or the best game that you watched this week? And for me, it had to be our local boys, AmaZulu. I'll be perfectly honest. Like for me, just seeing Benny McCarthy's post-match analysis of the game
and dancing,
and then also just to see how they were willing to die for that thing. But that ball was not going in. They could have played for 2 days. Those guys would have not scored, but they were doing the best. But so for me, AmaZulu versus Golden Arrows, but it's a great KwaZulu-Natal derby, and for us, AmaZulu, bro. I support you guys.
No, definitely, I'm with you there. I'm not gonna waste time. That was my match of the weekend, and I'm just so hurt by the fact that there's things happening that people think that AmaZulu is getting more shine than the Golden Arrows. And Arrows are doing great. They're doing well. They're punching above their weights. They've punched above their weights, and they are where they are right now. Third in the log. They're doing really well. So shout out to both the teams, but definitely make sure the weekend has to go to AmaZulu.
Yeah,
definitely.
And then my team of the week is actually so team of the week, my favorite team that has performed over the whole week. It's actually slightly different because it's not really a team, it's a country, because other South African 4x100 meter
runners, yes, lad.
They won in the World Championships in somewhere overseas. I can't remember.
Poland.
Oh, Poland. There you go. See, Poland. Yeah. But they won, bro. Bro, Black
with the 100th second. How was that?
I know it was fantastic.
Yeah.
I think especially with the Olympics coming around this year
in Tokyo
this time.
If they do happen.
Do happen. But I think it's an advocate for the Olympics. I think the Olympics is a very big thing for South Africa. Usually we dominate in the water, but now we can win on land now. We can be on land.
Yes,
so
on the track.
For me, on the track, and I support our boys. That was a beautiful beautiful thing.
So prior to that, I would have said it was could have been the Tenerife Open with Dina Bamister just killing it right there in Spain, but also just that's a very important note that you're making, and because obviously these things we never plan them, and I'm happy that you actually also made me realize, because it's a very important year. I mean, you can never, just looking at how they started and everything and how Brazil were close. They were the first to celebrate, thinking that they got over the line first. But South Africa won that. Akana Sembine putting on the NOS. The NOS and the table and the gas. And you can never down that. The turbo was on the money. Akana Sembine is literally one of our best speed stars in the country, and I feel like that right there deserves both of our recognition and props to them. Well done, lads.
Yeah, do you have anything else to add, Sbu?
Yeah, so there's some Champions League going on, second legs. Yes, PSG, Man City, there's Chelsea and Real Madrid. And as I said, it's home and away, respectively, or the other way around, but respectively around, So there's that happening. So we're going to look forward to that. And
the Europa League. The Europa League. Can Arsenal make a comeback and make it an all-England final?
He's a United fan, so he's talking about Thursday night football, which is fine.
Yeah, because he won 6-2. But
that is fine. I mean, United are just through to the final, definitely. Okay. So that's those are my last notes. And thank you so much for tuning in.
So I just want to say that we are all streaming platforms.
Yep.
You can follow them here, and that we are on our handles, the Changeroom ZA. We are on Instagram, Facebook, and TikTok.
Oh yeah!
We got TikTok. So literally come through for us and support us. So
shout out to Afros for hosting us with
the
water.
Thank you to Afros, and thank you to all the mothers out there, guys, because it is Happy Mother's Day. We would not be here without them. So
props.
So shout out, Mom. You did all the hard work, fam, and now we're reaping the awards.
Yep.
So treat your mother right this weekend. Guys, my name is Tibs.
And I'm Sbu.
And we are the Changeroom. Goodbye.